K1 character building. God watches over me. Zoom, zoom, zoom. AC was playing with his toy airplane in his backyard. Zoom, zoom. AC flew his airplane. Zoom. AC made his airplane dive down. Then AC brought his airplane down for a smooth landing. AC was pretending to be a pilot or one who flies the plane. You are really having fun with your airplane, AC, Daddy said as he looked up from the book he was reading. Daddy was sitting in an uncomfortable chair on the back porch. Yes, I am, AC said as he ran up into the porch. I would love to ride an airplane, Daddy. I mean, in a real airplane. This book that I am reading is about airplane pilots who are missionaries, Daddy said. These missionary pilots fly their small planes across dangerous jungles. They fly into places where it would take days and weeks to go by horseback. Aren't we going to have a missionary pilot showing slide at church this week, Daddy? AC asked. Yes, Daddy answered. In fact, it will be the same missionary pilot who wrote this book. He will have many interesting stories to tell. The day finally came for the slide to be shown at church. As he watched carefully, one slide showed the pilot landing the plane in a very small field. It seemed as if the plane just missed the green tips of the tall trees in the jungle. Another slide showed the pilot flying his plane above a deep, wide river. The missionary pilot showed slide of a big crocodile that lived in the river. Crocodiles have long bodies and wide mouths with lots of sharp teeth. The missionary pilot showed other slides of the people who live along the river. Some of these people wore pieces of animal bones sticking through their noses. Other people had painted faces and wore strange clothes. AC thought, the missionary pilot is very brave to fly his airplane into that dangerous jungle. When church was over, Daddy, Mama, and AC talked with the missionary pilot for a long time. Then the missionary pilot turned to Daddy and AC and asked, would you like to go for a ride in my airplane? AC's eyes sparkled. Daddy smiled as he looked at AC. What do you think, AC? Asked Daddy. That would be great, said AC excitedly. Good, said the missionary pilot. Meet me at the airport at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. AC thought morning would never come, but it did. At last, Daddy and AC were really getting on a real airplane, a real missionary airplane. The missionary pilot explained everything. Daddy and AC fastened their seatbelt. The missionary pilot started the motor. They were off and flying. AC looked out the small window. They were way up in the sky. AC's stomach did a funny flip-flop. Then he thought of the brave missionary pilot. This missionary pilot flies over jungles, thought AC. He flies over deep, wide river full of crocodiles. The missionary pilot goes to help the strange-looking people whom we saw in the slides. God gave the missionary pilot courage to work for him. AC knew God gave his daddy courage to do his work. God gave everyone who trusts in him the courage they need. I will trust in God to keep me from being afraid, thought AC. AC looked out the small plane window. AC's stomach had stopped doing flip-flop. He could see cars and trees far below. AC was not afraid. AC was trusting God. When the plane landed, AC smiled at the missionary pilot. Thank you for the ride, AC said. Someday, I may be a missionary pilot too.